nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Burcroft, Treasurer Stacy Page, Deputy Clerk and audience. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, July the 8th. The agenda calls for roll call. Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Webb.
Excuse.
Excused, okay. And Councilwoman Williams. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum for this meeting.
Thank you.
Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1 is agenda. Number 2, minutes. 3, petitioner. 4 is the chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6A is the clerk's report. 6B, treasurer's report. 7, public comment. 8, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. 11 is warrant 19-13. Number 12 is adjournment, and a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the agenda as presented. Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Agenda item 2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular council meeting held on Monday, July 1st, 2019.
So move for July the 19th.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of the minutes from our regular council meeting, which was held Monday, July 1st, 2019. Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Abstain.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
There were no special meetings that were held on July 1st, 2019. There are no petitions on the agenda, which takes us to agenda item number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to hope everyone had a nice 4th of July and safe July. Some people was unfortunate enough. They were unfortunate enough to have a good one. I heard some different things that wasn't blessed to be here today. So I just want to say we are so blessed to be alive and love amongst each other. So cherish each month of that. With that, that's going to conclude the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved, and thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council, Treasurer, Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and audience. Short quote that ties into the same message, Mr. Chairman. This is, with freedom comes responsibility, which is what we do as Americans. Freedoms are great, they're not free, but the responsibility to hold ourselves to those and also teach the young. So happy Independence Day to all electeds and residents as well, employees. We just have a short video and then just a couple items out of my report, so we'll go ahead and run that.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dancy. Here's what's going on around Romulus. Just a reminder that our farmers market season is continuing every Wednesday now through September 25th. Come out to our Historical Park Pavilion from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We still have spaces available for vendors as well, so please call the DDA office for more info. There's an ice cream social this Wednesday, July 10th at the Senior Center at 11:30 a.m. Sounds in Downtown is this Friday, July 12th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. featuring the Latin Jazz Band LL7. Bring your own chair or blanket out to the historical park. The Senior Center is having their July luncheon on Wednesday, July 17th at 11:30 a.m. Our next movie in the park is on Friday, July 19th and is featuring Incredibles 2. The show starts at dusk or approximately 9 p.m. at the Historical Park. Hope to see you there. Now here's Tanya Cofield with an update from the Recreation Department.
We have summer tennis over at the high school, and currently we are still accepting registrations. Please give me a call at 734-941-8665 if you have any questions, but like I said, we are still taking registrations. Please see our website for our current programs that we have going on during the week. We start on Tuesday with Fun in the Park over at the Historical Park, starting at 10 a.m. Bring your sack lunches. And on Friday, we will be going to the DIA. If you'd like to attend, please give me a call. Wanted to also let you know that Ticket to Float is still accepting registrations. It is the first 40 children that sign up, 11 and up. Please come out and have fun kayaking down the River Raisin.
Next up, we have events from the Romulus Public Library.
On Tuesday, July 9th at 6 p.m., we have our summer reading program, Ms. Rosie the Storyteller. She is back to present a fun interactive story about the life and times of Maya Angelou. On Tuesday, July 16th at 6 p.m. is another summer reading program, Animals in Space. Repco is back with their live animal show. On Thursday, July 18th at 6 p.m., we have a teen tween summer reading program called Far Out, Is There Life in Outer Space? Bill Konkoleski of the Michigan chapter of Mutual UFO Network will give an out-of-this-world presentation. Come to the library for our Friends of the Library book sale anytime during regular business hours, Thursday, July 11th through Saturday, July 13th.
Our good news of the week is announcing the grand opening of Actia Electronics located on Pine Street off of Eureka. The Actia Group specializes in the design, manufacture, and operation of electronics for systems management in the automotive, aeronautics, railway, telecommunication networks, and energy sectors. They have 24 locations across 16 countries, and this is their first manufacturing location in the U.S. Thanks, everyone. Remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more info. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for the video. Mr. Chairman, just a couple action items tonight under my report. First is item 5A. This is to concur with the recommendations of Lynn Conway, Purchasing Director, and Steve Dudek, Technology Services Director. And the request is for the administration to extend RFP 12/13-36 contract for licensing and maintenance of the Highland on-base module currently being utilized throughout the city from Applied Imaging. The cost is $12,294.42 for the professional services needed for Applied Imaging and a contractual hourly rate. These funds have been verified, budgeted, and are available out of the 2019/20 Technology Services Maintenance Contract Expense Account.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move for a 1-year extension of the RFP 12/13-36.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo. This is for the 1-year extension of RFP 12/13-36 Highland on-base software maintenance service and professional services work agreement with Applied Images. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Reed.
Yes, I have a question concerning this particular item. In 2013, the city gave this particular company a 3-year contract. Since then, it's been constantly extending it a year. Why is it that we haven't sent this out to bid to have additional 3-year to 5-year contract with someone? I noticed in the document it's saying that it's not enough time, but if, as last year when we extended it for a year, I would have expected whoever's responsible for this to start the bid. And I'm wondering why haven't it been a bid sent out for this versus continuing asking for an extension?
And I don't know if I have anyone here. Steve, do you want to come up and address that one, please? Steve Dudek from IT.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Concerning this product, we have a lot of data in this, and this is not a very easy product to necessarily replace. I've been working with Ellen, who is the keeper of the city records, and we've talked about the various needs of various departments within the city, and our concern is the sheer amount of data that we have. It's not a very easy transition, and we've encountered this with other products. There are other possibilities. We're looking at whether or not to enhance the product to make it more usable for, say, the clerk's office, or bring on other departments. I know there are other municipalities that have looked at this as an option and others that have moved away from it. So one of the biggest problems we have is how to migrate that data off. Because my biggest concern is that if we move away from this, we might incur significant charges for just trying to convert the data, thus not showing us any either cost savings or feature enhancements. So I don't know if I want to speak to that at all.
Sure. We've looked at other companies. I mean, this is, as Mr. Dudek has said, this is a huge project. We're talking about all the data and the records and storage. We've looked at other companies and saw demos, but it always sometimes boiled down to costs and services, and some of the costs are just a little bit too, a little bit too absorbent for us at that time if we didn't budget properly. So it's right now, this is who we have, this is what we're working on, but it's an ongoing project, and we do revisit it every year. We're looking at, with Applied Imaging, On Base, and they have some new products and things. So it's, again, it's not something, we have to keep it. We can't just get rid of it, because, as he said, we could lose a lot of data plus the cost to transition that to a new system. But it's ongoing. It's a huge project, costs lots of money. So right now, this is kind of a stable place for us to be right now. That's why we have to extend this contract, if that
Well,
makes sense.
my concern is you're asking to extend it for a year, and if this is the most cost-efficient company, why wouldn't you ask for it to be extended more than 1 year? Because I noticed in the 2018, it was $11,936, and since then the cost went up. So wouldn't it be better to go ahead and extend it more than just a year versus every year extending it a year and still incurring more costs?
Well, not necessarily so, Madam Clerk, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Williams. I'm sorry. Because there's always, again, we're always looking, there's products that are out there, we're always looking so that, one, we can save money, and we're looking for that vendor that's gonna be most efficient to benefit, the city of Romulus at large. So we don't want to tie our hands by, extending that bid, over a year, because as we're constantly looking for that perfect company for our municipality, at least we know, okay, we're covered this year, and it's just a continual thing. It's just so that we don't box ourselves in, if that makes sense. We don't want to tie our hands. I hear what you're saying, but we are looking at other vendors, but it's so time consuming,
So in looking, it's saying that you're, as far as sending a bid out, if you put the bid out, wouldn't you get more companies to bid on that particular contract?
Yes, we just have to be careful with the bid specs because of, Stephen might have to help me with the technical terminology here. It's that what's out there, what we have now, and maybe this company, because they're always reaching out, they've enhanced some of their products. But then again, when you put out that bid, you've got to know exactly what you want. And we could get, you go with the lowest bidder, and it just might not be a good fit, if you throw it out there for bid. Right now, we know that Applied Imaging is working for us. Are we 100%, a cheerleader behind it? No. But right now, this is satisfying our needs. So if we open that that door, the floodgates come in, and it just might not be exactly what we want, and we may be, forced to go with a vendor that's just doesn't really meet all of our specifications. Does that make sense?
Yes, well,
Okay.
I was just concerned that the first year in 2013, they had a 3-year contract, and then ever since then, it was a 1-year extension. And I was just concerned about why was we constantly extending it 1 year instead of doing.
Because we've been, again, Mr. Dudek and I have been, we were meeting, and you have to take the time to look at demos, demonstrations, find out what other municipalities are doing, how it works, and then, again, the cost factor. What is it gonna cost the city? We've got to think of the budget. So, again, as we're moving forward, you'll have a study session here, on the 22nd, I believe that is, council meeting, for the minutes and agenda management. That took some time to get, to make that decision on that company. So it's all involved, we're moving forward with it. So again, we just didn't want to lock ourselves in a 2-year contract. That's why we, it's just a year out as we're moving forward, if that makes sense for you. Okay, if I answered your question. Okay.
Yes.
We, Ms. Abdo want to speak, and then Mr. Wadsworth.
Okay.
So at this point in time, this company is the most efficient for what we need. Is that what I'm hearing? In terms of finances and in terms
Yes.
of...
No,
Yes.
there are two parts of this contract. I did get a call from Councilwoman Talley earlier. The part of the professional services contract that we had with them was originally bundled with the original agreement. We actually haven't made any use of that. A lot of that stuff has been transitioned in-house, and we do the work ourselves. However, it's a sort of a safety net if they need to come out or if they need to do something on behalf of that, but I don't think we've incurred any costs since probably about 2015, if that. But the other side of it too is that Applied Imaging is a reseller for the product. The prices that are set are actually done by Highland, and I actually try to get some clarification on how they set their prices. Highland doesn't even ensure pricing more than a year in advance. That's just how they do business. So unfortunately, even then, we couldn't necessarily secure pricing. However, if you look back in previous years, it's about 3% that it increases per year, and it's close to CPI, but again, it's not CPI. So, even if we didn't go with Applied Imaging in some of these instances, we would probably still need to maintain the Highland product. We would license that through another reseller. So for right now, it is possible that somebody could come in a little bit lower, but again, our concern is just the sheer amount of work that we're going to need to do to revisit this bid.
Thank you.
And also, if I could interject, we did meet with Applied Imaging a couple of years ago. That they came out just to kind of revisit, before we submitted. I guess it was 2 years ago that we did meet with them just to kind of review what the services that they offer, that they're offering us.
Okay, yeah, it seemed to me logical that also because of the nature of what they do, it's hard to commit to a 3-year contract because of the ever-changing product that they have.
And as Ellen has said, we understand that it's not serving all of our needs. It's a very expensive product in some ways, and we're hoping that if we make this investment, it's going to do what it is that we're hoping to eventually do. But again, those are going to be additional costs. Right now, we're just maintaining what we have.
Thank you.
Mr. Wadsworth.
If I could, Steve, and Mrs. Abdul kind of cover what I was going to ask, but I presume that there's a lot of competition for this.
There are multiple products out there. It's what's known as a document management system, and there are multiple vendors out there. And again, it's sort of like what we've done with other products here in the city. My biggest concern is going to be not just the cost to replace the software, but the actual conversion cost, which we would anticipate in terms of moving off.
And you're convinced that this is the best bang for our buck right now?
Right now, yes.
Right now.
Yeah, it's heavily used by a variety of different departments, including the assessor, IT, the police department. We've got minutes for council going back to 1973 in here, so to give you an idea of the scope of data.
Okay, because sometimes I question why it doesn't go back out for bid, but it's been explained to me quite well. Thank you.
Is there no
Thanks,
other
Steve.
questions? Roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth. Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next and last action item is a budget amendment 19/20-01. But what I'd like to do is have Mr. McCrate just come up and give just a brief overview. This is bid pack 4, so we're kind of winding things down with some of the things that need to happen with the court. So, Bob, could you come up and just give a quick overview of where we are, how it's looking, how it's progressing for council, and then address the budget amendment, please?
Absolutely. Good evening. I'm happy to announce that court construction is moving along. As you can see, the building's coming right up along there. We've had a couple delays that are not uncommon in construction sites that has slowed them down a little bit. We had the polar vortex that pushed us back a little bit in the early spring or in February, and then we also had the rain in May that slowed down some of the brickwork. So they're back on track. They're moving right along. Interior trade work is largely done. Drywall's going up on the inside of the building. We're on track right now. We're trending for hopefully mid-December to opening the doors for that new building. So moving right along, and it also brings us to the action items tonight for bid pack 4. Council previously approved the bid pack 4, but we weren't able to put that on the streets in the last fiscal year. So we're asking for a budget amendment to move it to this fiscal year, and then also to approve the budget amendment in the amount of $525,000 for furniture at the court.
Bob?
I'll make that motion for introduction of budget amendment 19/20-01 for the court debt service fund.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for introduction of budget amendment 19/20-01 for court debt service fund. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes. Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last item is just an item of information, so that completes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. Mr. Chair, after I present the one action item under my report, I have a presentation that I would like to present.
Okay, sure.
So under the clerk's report, we have 6A1. This is for second reading and final adoption of zoning amendment 1.244 to conditionally rezone 35.55 acres of property located at 37685 Van Born from an M2 General Industrial District to an MT Industrial Transportation. This was introduced at the council meeting of July 1st, 2019.
Through the chair, if I may.
Yes, Ms. Webb.
I'd like to make that motion for second reading and final adoption of the zoning amendment.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the second reading and final adoption of zoning amendment. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Abstain.
Chair votes yes, the motion approved.
And for your information, there's a notice of hearing for DTE customers, and that hearing date is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019 at 9:30 p.m. And this notice will be posted on the bulletin board. So, some of you may or may not know, but this is our deputy clerk's last council meeting. Our deputy clerk has notified us that she's retiring after 33 plus years working for the city of Romulus. And at this time, I would like to know if a motion could be entertained for our deputy clerk for her retirement. And
So
then-
moved.
Support.
Since I was the former.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe. The resolution. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
She can't leave.
I agree, Councilwoman, I agree.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
I also make the motion and I second it, Barb. Yes.
Ms. Webb? Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
This time, if I may, I'm gonna ask clerk's position is very, very important to a city clerk. And I have to, it'd be remiss of me not to acknowledge our previous clerk, Linda Choate, who, upon her recommendation, appointed Barb as the deputy clerk. And I wasn't sure what to do when I was elected. And Linda Choate said, you know, she recommended Barb. She says, Barb, she'll make a really good deputy clerk. And she's really good, and so wasn't sure. My family met her, my daughter, my husband. They says, oh my God, we love Miss Barb. You've got to have Miss Barb. And I'll tell you, I haven't regretted it a day. I'm gonna try not to cry. This lady here, as we all know, she's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. She has committed exemplary dedication to this community. In her years of service, I'll read the resolution here in a minute, but I left my notes. I was going to stay on point here, but I'm very emotional. You got to have, as a city clerk, you've got to have that deputy clerk that has your back, that when you're not there, that the job and the office still continues to run, and this lady kept it going at the city clerk's office, and I wouldn't be the clerk I am without her by my side. She is amazing. She's very compassionate about her job and this community. The one thing that really stands out to me is that if there's a resident that she's helping, that maybe it's not even in our department, but she will follow through with that resident to make sure that they were taken care of. There's so much I can say about it. We have cried together, we have prayed together. On those days that we say, we go to Joel Osteen in our daily devotional, and we sit there and read our devotional or say the Serenity Prayer. We've even danced and sang together, and our theme song in the clerk's office, when it gets a little crazy, says, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. And she even taught me how to country line dance, you know. She has a great voice. She's very talented. As you know, music is my background, so we were a perfect pair because we both love to sing. And I tell you, if Patsy Cline was alive today, this lady would give her a run for her money because she can definitely belt out that song Crazy. She is just a phenomenal woman inside and out. And we have the clerk's office team here. Barb, we have some flowers for you that we would like to present. We have an amazing team in the clerk's office. Thank you, City Council, for adopting this resolution. And I would like to read it, if you please. Thank you for allowing me this time. But it says, the City of Romulus, a resolution to in recognition of Barbara Fitzgerald. Whereas Barbara Fitzgerald dedicated over 33 years of service in the City of Romulus, and whereas Barbara Fitzgerald, affectionately known as Barb, began her career with the City of Romulus on September 18, 1985, in the Human Resource Department as the Personnel Administrative Assistant. She was promoted to Assistant Personnel Director in June 1990, served as Acting Personnel Director in December 1995, and was officially appointed as the Personnel Director on November 19, 2001. And whereas Barb accepted a position in the clerk's office in May of 2004 and was appointed as the deputy clerk in June 2009. Her primary duties included preparing city council agendas and packets, composing council meeting minutes and resolutions, and assisting with elections. And whereas during her tenure as deputy clerk, Barb attended over 300 council meetings and composed over 900 resolutions ranging from landmark birthdays, person of the year, special recognitions, acknowledgments, and memorials. And whereas throughout her career with the City of Romulus, Barb has been a conscientious and devoted employee, receiving multiple compliments from citizens. In August 2015, she was selected Employee of the Month. Her years of service are marked by exemplary commitment and dedication to the betterment and the best interests of the community. And whereas, therefore, be it resolved, Barbara Fitzgerald announced her retirement from the City of Romulus Clerk's Office to be effective August 30th, 2019. She will not only be missed by her co-workers and friends at City Hall, but also by the citizens of Romulus. And therefore, be it further resolved that the City Council and administration acknowledge and express their sincere appreciation to Barbara Fitzgerald for her loyalty to the City of Romulus for over the past 33 years and wish her much happiness as she begins a new chapter in her life. Barb, congratulations on your retirement.
You know, I first got really working side by side with Barb on city council. And as city council knows, to have good government, legislative body, treasurer's office, clerk's office, it takes a lot of people pulling hard. And then when I came into this position, you know, Barb was just a great resource, because when people call City Hall or come to City Hall, they don't know where they need to go. They just need help. And whenever you came in to City Hall or called City Hall, and if you got Barb, you knew you were going to get help or get directed the right way. And she just had that willingness in her heart to find a solution, to find, so it might have been something that PD needed to handle or some other department not even here, but she wouldn't just let it go. She would do her very best, just as if she were on the other end of that phone or she was at that counter and a loved one was trying to get an answer. And that compassion and that caring, that's awesome. So not did she just do a super job, but to me, that's going above and beyond when you give of yourself to help others. And I appreciate that, and I respect that. And not nearly as long, Ellen, short and sweet for this one. But, I'll read this proclamation. It says, in recognition of Barbara Fitzgerald, I, Leroy D. Burcroft, Mayor in and for the City of Romulus, wish to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation for the 33 years of dedicated full-time service and hard work for the City of Romulus, your outstanding care and countless hours and selfless devotion to the city, and the kind and thoughtful personality and personal touch that you put on everything, everybody, and everything around you. Thank you very much for your commitment, and that's what I signed. Thank you. We love you, Barb.
John?
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
Barb? Over here. You know, me and Barbara were born in the same decade, so we kind of think alike. But I know I arrived here in 1983, and you came shortly after. In every department that you ever worked in, anything that I ever asked you for, you never failed me. And I have a few people that have retired in the past, and you go with them on the top of the list, without a doubt.
Through the chair, if I
Yes,
may.
Ms. Webb.
That's okay. Let my former boss go, former city clerk.
I was prepared to say anything, but I can't top what has already been said. I would just like to say one thing, how profoundly thankful our office was when Barb agreed to come and work in the clerk's office. She was ready to move on, but we convinced her that she should stay a little longer, work for the clerk's office, so she's here, another 20 years? And she is a wonderful person, not just for the quality of her work, but as a person. She is a wonderful person. Thank you, Barb.
Through the chair. Now, if I may say so, Barb, you will be sorely missed. But I have your number. I know where you live. Barb and I work together, and she is everything that was said in regards to her personality, her work ethics was right on. And I am so thankful to see our former boss here, Linda Choate, city clerk, former city clerk, and as the former deputy, and you as my former administrative assistant, I'm very pleased and very proud that I could have said, okay, I was a part of that. And you are the greatest since fried potatoes with cornmeal seasoned with salt and pepper. I love you, Barb.
Hey,
Thank you.
Ms. Williams wanted to say something?
Yes, I would just like to say, Barb, we're gonna really miss you. I remember when I first started coming to the city, we were building a new home, and I didn't know what FOIA meant. And I came over to the clerk's office, and then you explained it to me. And so you were the beginning of the city problems with me filing for 4 years, because you explained it to me and told me just what to do to get the information that I was requesting. I'm gonna miss you. I know a lot of the residents and here, the employees of the city. I can truly say, Barb, that you have showed by your works that you love your job and that you respect the administration, your boss, and all the employees. And I can truly say that from my heart. We're gonna greatly miss you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your future.
Wait, Barb, don't leave. Don't leave, I got to say something now. Well, first of all, Ellen, she hit it right on the head. The team, it's very important to have a personality for the type of job you guys do.
Yes.
It's customer service. It's when you walk in there, you always see smiles from the clerk and deputy clerk. That means a lot to the public, and you're always helpful. Barb always been, you ask her anything, like all the colleagues said that anytime they want anything from Ms. Bragswell, Barb is right there. So yes, you're gonna be missed tremendously, and if you don't want to come back, it's open, I guess. Okay. Good luck, Barb. We love you.
Thank you.
Tell her.
Hey neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
She wasn't Barb to me anymore. She's my neighbor, and that's how I always addressed her, as my neighbor. So I am gonna miss you. Barb is very, very nice, but Barb know how to check you too. So it'd be days, it was stuff that she required that we needed, and one thing, she was always there early in the morning. I'm an early person, so I called Barb. She's right there. I'm like, gosh, what time do you get in the morning? But there were things she would always probably need from council. I kind of slack, like emails and stuff, and she be on me. She was nice, but she was on me. So thank you for keeping me in check on things that you needed. Thank you for being there when I called you early in the morning, and just thank you for being my neighbor and just being a good friend. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you
Mr.
very
Adams?
much.
Barb, I just want to say thank you for all the help you've given me over the course that I've been on city council, and for going the extra mile. You always did.
Thank you.
And I'm not an early person, I'm a late person. She's always there late.
Ms. Roscoe?
Barb, I don't think, I think everybody's kind of said it all, but we're gonna miss you very much. And just thank you for all the help that you've given me since I've been here. But more than anything, happy retirement.
Thank you.
So glad you're able to retire while you have so much more living to do. So I hope you enjoy, and I wish you all the best.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I'm kind of speechless. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
Six B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk. I'd like to say congratulations to Barb as well. She's been fantastic to work with. She is a very kind person, always very helpful. My kind of go-to person in the clerk's office, and she's very knowledgeable, and she is going to be missed. So congratulations to you. Enjoy your retirement, but we will keep in touch. So congratulations. And then on to my report. As you know, you received your summer tax bills, and lots of comments, lots of phone calls, and I know nobody's happy. I'm not happy to pay mine neither. I mean, nobody likes to pay a tax bill. But I do want to address some of the, there are three lines that I actually want to read to everybody. Maybe this will be a little bit helpful with your tax statement. And of course, if you haven't received one for some reason, please give our office a call. I'll be happy to answer the questions, explain any thing that you need me to explain about the taxes. But there's a couple things you may not know, and so I just kind of wanted to share that information with you. For the 2019 summer tax bills,
They do now include 4 mills for police and fire services as approved by the voters in 2018. In November, that was approved by the voters. In addition, collection of the Romulus Community Schools Sinking Fund millage has been shifted from the winter tax bill to the summer bill per Romulus Community Schools. So you would have seen the 3 mills sinking fund from the Romulus Community Schools on your 2018 winter tax bill. It is now on your summer bill, so it will be removed from your winter bill. So your winter bill will go down by those 3 mills. And again, that was per Romulus Community Schools. It's the Romulus Schools Sinking Fund mills. They will not appear on the 2019 winter tax bills as they did in 2018. So again, I know nobody likes to pay tax bills, but we need to. And if you do have any questions, please contact my office. We're available from 8 to 4. You can come into the office, give us a phone call. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those in the audience who would like to address City Council. The rules to the City Council can be found on the back of your meeting agenda. If you would like to address City Council, raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach this podium and state your name and address. Please note you have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time would be upon consent of the chairperson. Mr. Chair, we do not have any written requests this evening.
Okay, we have Ms. Lemon, then we have Mr. Miller.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Everything that's been said about Barb that can be said, except one thing. Whoever sits in that chair has big shoes to fill. She's kind, she's courteous, she's dedicated. Through these years, Barb, you and I have become very good friends, and I will miss you when I go down there. But I'll give whoever takes your place, I'll give them the same stuff I give you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
Good evening, Charles Miller, St. Aloysius Street. I had a pleasant conversation this morning with the mayor's chief of staff. It was a little lengthy, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. In regards to an overgrown property within the community, but finding out that under the current circumstances, with the water tables being what they are, that there are numerous properties that generally would be kept up that are now in an overgrown circumstance. And so all I would like to do is ask the administration and the mayor that they would be lenient on those individuals who also have difficult times cutting what they normally would be a very clean cut. So I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Yes, gentleman there.
Franklin Shell, 36739 Wick Road. I wanted to ask, we have Wick Road going to be worked on, you mentioned. And with that being done, is that road going to change from a Class B to a Class A? No, okay, because I was concerned about truck traffic on our road. And I would like to ask, how come we have truck traffic on our road? I've seen Danny's trucks, other trucks up and down our road lately.
We've had to do some enforcement on that. They're not supposed to use it as a normal route, but it will remain the same rating as a road after they do construction. We'll have some public hearings going into this year and next year with what they're doing with their water line. It'll be a complete pavement replacement also. Won't change the rating of it. We've done some select enforcement. I guess anytime we ask the residents that you can help us with some of that, I've called in some to some of our guys. We've had some other residents keeping an eye on it. They're allowed to do local delivery, but not with the big gravel haulers unless they have a permit. So if you can help us with that, we'll be happy to crack down on it, because it not only impacts the road now, but think about when we do get the new road, it would be the same situation.
I drive a gravel hauler. I don't want to see them on our road.
No, I don't either.
My next question was, we have a lot of businesses we're trying to attract to the the Binding Road. My question, we're not trying to attract marijuana shops, are we? Because that's, I don't think our city really needs that.
No, our,
We're not attracting.
city council has taken action, you can speak to that, they've opted out of the medical and the recreational, option.
Thank you, because that brings nothing but problems in, that's not what the city needs. And I had one more question. I just heard, the furniture for the courthouse, I thought the courthouse stood on their own. So why are we dedicating money to the courthouse for furniture?
It's actually our building, so we're the host community for that, so it's our building, our structure, our equipment, and kind of think of the employees as almost shared responsibility. We get revenue from that, and actually the fees that were put in place by the judges will pay the bonds.
Okay, as long as he's gonna pay it.
You got it. They created those to do it. That's a good question.
Well, it's good.
No problem.
Comes out, thank you.
John?
Thank you.
If I could,
Mr. Wadsworth?
Mayor, talking about Wick Road, is Wick Road gonna be wider when they're done what's there now by a few inches or?
It'll look slightly different on some of the sides. The pre-construction meetings that I've been in, some of the ditching will maybe look a little bit different in some areas. Not technically wider, no more lanes. During construction, they've committed to having one lane open. So we're trying to coordinate with, obviously, all the residents, the schools next year. They're gonna be starting the project east of Wayne Road, connecting this year. Next year, they're gonna start west of Wayne Road, continuing all the way west, and that line actually feeds all the way out into Van Buren.
Thank you.
But it's not gonna widen the road itself, it should be, think of it as, maybe the ditch is cleaned up a little bit, but the same type of pavement, same construction, same rating.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more comments from the audience? No more comments from the audience? Madam Clerk, we close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
Williams?
I wasn't here last week at the council meeting, and I see the letter from the city attorney about the golf balls, from leaving from Gateway. I was at a friend's house that's located right next to the neighbor, mayor, that came and complained about the golf balls. On my way, pulling into the driveway, a golf ball hit the window. On the way pulling out, it hit the door. So that's like within an hour. So yeah, something seriously has to be done.
Is there any more communication?
I guess I'll just say that the attorney's addressed it, he's already sent a letter. Mr. McCrate's been out to the site. The owner of the golf course is planning on making improvements to try to help with it. I can't guarantee that there won't be some, golf balls coming through, but he is working with us, and he was put on notice. Thank you.
I would just like to say that in a lot of other communities where they have a golf course and where there's issues to this magnitude, that netting that goes above that fence, it shouldn't be a problem because you're talking about public safety. What if someone get hit in the head with a golf ball just out in their yard? So with all the complaints coming forth, the golf course need to abide by the ordinance. If their property is causing damage to other residents, whether it be their property or their personal body, the city need to enforce it. And I understand you said the city attorney is addressing it, but this owner of the golf course needs to know he's in our city, and as other cities, it's a netting that goes all around that fence to stop the damages that's causing to the residents.
Like I said, Mr. Chairman, he's been made aware of that, and my understanding is he's trying to work and comply to improve the situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have some, Ms.
Yeah,
Kelly?
Can I
Then
address
Mr.
the
Abdo.
golf course?
Oh, no, go ahead. You go ahead.
It's my understanding then from the letter we received from the attorney that he has 45 days to take action. If not, we will be filing a nuisance complaint if he has no corrective action, right?
Yeah, he received that letter, and Bob's been out,
Mariners.
and his intention is to try to improve the situation. He doesn't want to have a nuisance either. He wants to run a good business, so.
Okay, he's been put on notice.
you.
Ms. Taylor?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We've had a lot of comments about the 4th of July, and it was a great celebration. I pray for everybody. This was the first 4th of July without my dad, Deacon Eric Talley, and I just want to do a shout out to my brother Chris Talley and his beautiful wife Monique. Actually, we usually have it at my mom's house. It was a little different this year because my dad's gone, but my brother stepped up huge. Hosted us at his house this year, and we just had an awesome time. So I just want to shout out my brother Chris, his wife Monique, for an awesome 4th of July with the absence of my dad. And just a shout out to the block party. I didn't get to crash their block party because I was held up with my family that day. So I hope they had a great time with the block party and that everything went well. Thank you.
Yeah. Ms. Webb?
Through the chair, if I may, Councilwoman Williams, I hope that wasn't my granddaughter up there because she went golfing at Gateway.
I'll include her with the report.
Thank you.
She was up there with Dad. Yeah, there is no more communication. Number 11 is, for approval is warrant 19-13.
Mr. Chair, I make a
Farrell.
motion that we pay warrant 19-13 for the following amounts. General Fund, $301,113.61. Major Street Fund, $65,712.13. Local Street Fund, $58,325.70. Public Safety Fund, $187,654.67. Cable TV, $6,407. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $6,750. Garbage and Rubbish Collection, $2,573. CDBG, $114,498.76. 9/11 Service Fund, $6,470.20. Library Fund, $21,587.46. DDA, $17,133.59. Tifa District 2, $6,925.50. Court Building Construction Fund, $1,039,696.90. Vining Road Extension E-Course Construction, $13,757.68. Water and Sewer Fund, $458,602.58. Motor Vehicle, $113,094.66. Technology Services, $47,120.87. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $190,656.61. Revolving Fund, $155,089.92. Delinquent Personal Property Tax, $12,933.71. Payroll Fund, $6,230.79. Totaling all funds, $2,832,335.34.
Support.
Thank you.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 19-13 for $2,832,335.34. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 19-13 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.